Good morning. So today's message actually comes from Luke chapter 2. I want to say it starts around verse 22. In this verse, this part of the Bible, we hear the story about Mary taking Jesus to the temple to be christened and all that stuff. Well, not Christian, but to be blessed. And in this part of the chapter of Luke, we meet two interesting individuals, Simeon and Anna. Now, the story of Simeon and Anna I've talked about in the past, previous sermons and messages about how the fact that we're never too old to still do God's work. But today I'm going to take a little bit different twist on that story and talk about why they were at the temple. You see, the reason that they were at the temple that day was because they were led. The Spirit had led them to the temple to be there at that specific time, so that way they understood what everything was leading to, why their life had led to. Now, when I think about that, the Spirit leading people, I think about a reminder that I see almost on a daily basis. Whenever I go to visit my parents, I drive by this place. Now, for those of you who don't know what that place is, that is the old Cottle Schoolhouse. You see, the old Cottle Schoolhouse was built on that property. In fact, that's actually a replica. That's not the real one. They built it in honor of what it looked like. So it's a historical marker for my church. It was built in 1842. Now, a lot of people wonder, of all the places to build a schoolhouse, of all the places to settle down and to start a church and a community, why there, right? Why did we start in the middle of Southern Illinois? There's nothing big around. There's no big towns, no big schools. But for some reason, they were led by the Spirit to be here. And what they didn't realize is they started a legacy. Because shortly after the schoolhouse was built, the church was built, which is right across the street from it. And the church basically is still on that property and still used to this day. What the people who built that schoolhouse, who settled in this area, what they didn't realize is the Spirit led them here to start a community of hope and peace. They started a form of Zion. In fact, actually, just down the road, close to where I live, used to be called the town of Zenith, and that's where a lot of people lived. So it was a refuge for people. That's why the Spirit, I believe, led them out here, to create a refuge away from the modern world. In fact, the Spirit had brought so many people here and the community grew so big that they actually built a campground on the property. An old widow basically bequeathed them land and they built a campground so people can come here and relish in the nature and the beauty of the surrounding area. The point of this, there's going to be times where the Spirit's going to direct you. It's going to lead you to certain things. It may be moving out in the middle of nowhere, doing something that you're not used to. Or it may be talking to a person and you're wondering, well, what was the purpose of that? Why was I led to talk to that person? Sometimes we see the Spirit work in our lifetimes and sometimes we don't. The big thing about it is when the Spirit calls on us and we answer that call, we do what the Spirit wants, we actually end up blessing either people that we know, ourselves, or future generations. So as you go about your day, as you go about your week, may you listen to the Spirit. May the Spirit guide you into situations that may create a form of Zion here on earth. I thank you guys so much for your time and your attention. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you and goodbye.